right. Hello and welcome on back to some more Luck of the Irish or Minecraft musings or whatever these end up being. Some more Minecraft videos. But documentation of the forays into some tech projects. So I'm making a new Kubernetes cluster on a new laptop, going with Ubuntu because it was the easiest to make an installer for. Also, extending the pumpkin farm across the way, and then I'm going to continue to add to this one, which, and added some light up there with some jack-o'-lanterns. I need to either make this mending or just accept that I'm going to break a couple of these, so I don't think I really care all that much. I even have a second one. So, like, it is a little wasteful, but then, like, if you think about the resources to get into, like, making one and mending one, yeah, it'll never break, but then it's like, I don't know. And even as I say that, let's go ahead, I suppose. Let's run that one dry. And then this one, let us make a mending. There we go. So, let's also make another item frame. Oh, so yeah, so anyways, I'm documenting everything too, so this is awesome. Like, I've got a Kubernetes cluster, like, it's still far from done, but basically the first few steps are, we'll go to kubernetes.org and see the most recent instructions. That's the first thing. And then, um, install Minikube. But wait, before you get Minikube, you have to install Docker. So that's where I'm at right now is just hit it with the good apt update, which you should always do when you're doing a project. Always update your machine, make sure there's no like updates for any of your software or the tools that you're going to be using or even the tools that you're not going to be using. Like whenever you do a tech project, it's just a good idea to check for updates. So um, anyways, and also have them regularly scheduled and like, use cron tab. There's stuff like that. And that's another exciting thing. So now that I'm playing around with this new laptop, um, and it's one of like I got a whole fleet, and like the rest of them I want to get like wiped, put a Linux on, and then get them out the door. Because then there's a whole another one, like another fleet that's on the horizon that's potentially like, and it's just going to continue to be like this. And I'm going to continue to hopefully process these out as long as I don't upset the apple cart, as it were, too much more than I already have. Just being me. Um, anyways, so, oh, and I got so much going on. So yeah, the Kubernetes thing, and I'm documenting all of it in a README with URLs, links to the websites that it needs to be. You know what? We need a lot of dirt. Let's go ahead and take some time to kind of sharpen the axe, as it were, with a bunch of dirt. Because I both need it for up there. Let's see, let's get rid of some of this. And actually, let's get some emeralds. If you give a mouse a cookie, basically, is this whole situation. Oh, wait, I need that. What are all these? Paintings. Ooh, yeah, like I got those. I got really lucky with those. Those are cool. I want to make more paintings, and I want to basically build a bunch of houses. Um, so maybe that should be what's next. Although, hold on, let's get item frame. There we go. So now I have the mending one. I could just break the other one. Doesn't matter. Let's move some of this flotsam. Ugh, I got a lot, but oh, also I don't. Well, I guess I don't need that. It's the wrong one, first of all. I still haven't found. So one of the things I was looking for. Oh, the rain. That's nice. Was Nether Fortress. So for two reasons, I need Nether Wart and um, I need blaze rods. Let's see. need a lot of dirt. Okay. Okay, this makes for a good hiding place from Enderman. So, kind of harvesting with also a little bit of functionality in mind. I'm gonna need a lot of dirt because not only am I trying to do the pumpkin projects, but also the memorial village, and that is a huge project where I'm trying to spread some grass. In fact, we'll go check on it right now, and all the rain and everything. But that's been one of the really cool things about, like, I could just get Silk Touch and be able to get grass blocks, you know, otherwise, which I'll need to get Silk Touch anyway for some of the nether stuff. But let's go ahead and fix that. Actually, like, first things first, let's go ahead and run the night cycle. I should improve the villager housing here. Like, this is just like, you know, a few apartments just in the middle of nowhere, so we could start getting this functional. But they need to have actual houses. With like, I thought about that when I saw all the paintings and everything. It's like they should have some legitimate housing and stuff, you know, and they should be doing okay. Also, I added a walking path, so if you do want to come this way, eventually I'll make this a nice bridge. But yeah, this kind of connects everything, and then there's the rail to go off to the actual village. These are just my employees or the community. They're here doing research, and they gotta feed, and then there's trade to be made. In fact, let's go ahead and get some more of these guys. There we go. Okay, now we have plenty of people to trade our pumpkins with. Yeah, and then they're charging more. Oh, here we go. And there we are. See, I need some more unbreakable stuff. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and feed the villagers. There we go. Now, as long as I keep producing beds, they all have enough food where they'll just continue to have more villagers, and this village will continue to expand. I was thinking about trying to make like another other village over there on that island, but I might as well just continue to extend it here. Maybe put a couple houses. I like having the houses over water for a few reasons. Like one, it's safer from enemy mobs because, well, you can't spawn on water, and then but then also, if you fall in water. Now, it is kind of dangerous as I say that, because then the drowns will start spawning. So then you like still have enemy mobs. It's just slightly less dangerous. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's still the safest is in peaceful, of course, where it's just like enemy mobs just don't spawn. But if you're gonna put it out of peaceful, at least you got to make sure that like, I mean, at least I built like a housing area unit for them to like be safe-ish in, but then zombies could walk in too. Like they could just, you know. So this isn't super secure. Once you get in here, yeah, then it's villager safe to where for at least that, but then, you can still get around and kill everybody. This door isn't going to prevent everything. So actually, even as I say that, there. There. So it at least puts a wrench in the cogs as far as like if a zombie were to get in there. I was also thinking about adding walls, like so then because I've done that before on a world where I had like a whole walled area and that was the village, and I kept out hostile mobs and except for phantoms, of course, and then you had to have a bunch of like awnings. So I'll still have a cave like this to farm hostile mobs. I mean, it's safe now, but like, yeah. In fact, what I should do, that's a great idea. Hmm. Okay. Oh, and I ordered my medical supplies and like, and I still need to find a doctor, but that's okay. Like, I mean, like cut my hair, cleaned up a bit, like got a lot done. It's been a very productive day. So it's been a nice happy Earth day. I'm really just stoked that I'm getting another Kubernetes cluster going. And then this one I'll actually be able to do stuff with. So I already built one and I like was able to like make sure that and a couple of the containers, like the sample containers that I wanted to use, were successful. They were there, they existed. But that's all they were doing is they were just existing. They had an IP address and they like were created. And so then I had to go in and start configuring them, setting them up how I wanted them, being able to log into them. One was like a learning management system. Another one was a file sharing container. And once it's operational, then it'll be able to just like be like a file server. So, and I'd like to have a couple different types, just to kind of have. And my buddy's already set up a couple on his, a few of his nodes. There we go. See, also what I'm doing here is I'm making layers. So now this is going to be like a massive mob spawner area because then it's going to have the capability of having 2 layers of people spawning. And I need to make it 3 units high, so this is only 2 because I want Endermen to be able to spawn. Okay. Oh, and then of the other things I need to do, so I'm making an event. And really, like, I can make the event for free on Monday Mansion. Like, I have quite a bit more stuff I can do. Hold on, let me just see kind of what we're doing here. So yeah, so now what I need to do is make it 3 high, so clear out this stuff. Which would take a long time. Okay, so I guess like what I need to figure out next are like the benchmarks I want to see for this new Kubernetes cluster. And already I'm thinking one website, a database that's detached, like it's its own container, and then to be able to access that database or that data store from multiple other containers. Um, I would like to have at least one website, maybe a couple websites. That way I can just prove that I can have like multiple like available websites. Even if they look exactly the same, I could have like slight alterations and stuff just to show like the potential of having multiple websites available. Um, Probably the LAMP stack, so that's Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. But I'm going to want to do a few frameworks of that so I can understand a few different ways of using that. So if nothing else, like the point of that would be then I could have a website. Just standalone website. All I need is an IP address, and then I would have like a server ready for that. Okay. All right. Then up here, we'll go ahead and take a look at this area. I love using the lava for like lighting effects. We'll be doing more of that. Okay, and then this is the start of the Memorial Village. Now there's only a couple of grass blocks. Oh wow, there's only been one. That's a new one. Everything else is yet to like spread. So I need to AFK around up here for a while. But the idea is to have all of this turn into a grassy area, so. I think I can use bone meal to spread it. Let's see. I mean, I have a ton of dirt. Might as well like go ahead and do this part. Because like I'll have a whole oh god, Memorial Village up here. That's the whole point of this. Is like kind of like a heaven, kind of like a Dia de los Muertos ofrenda, where like, and so those that aren't familiar with Dia de los Muertos, it's a Spanish cultural thing where like, you know, on Halloween, it's like the Mexican version of Halloween, but it's a lot different than the American stuff. And the American stuff is like, you know, it's a total commercial thing. Go out, buy candy, you know, walk around to your neighbors, ask them for candy. Like it's a fun time. I mean, for kids. And then once you hit middle school, then it's kind of like maybe you need to stop trick or treating. Um, and we'll see. So, uh, and wow, there hasn't been any more grass except for the spots that I put there. Just that one new one. All right. Okay. And you might notice that all of this construction is actually happening off of the map. Like we're 178, yeah, about 180 blocks off of this map and onto this map. See, we're out here. I'll make like a whole bunch of stuff out there, but it's pretty empty, bare area. Let's see. There we go. Still only one. Oh, that's crazy. All right. Well, let's see if we can't. Oh man, that's so freaky. All right. Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and just fill this up. So right now I have it set to where it's just loading up with cactus, and it's not doing a whole lot. You see, one just went there. Then it gets sucked into there. Then it gets sucked into that chest. Well, let's see. So that will slowly go into there. Just going into there. Which goes into there. So, yeah, slowly building up cacti. Then if I want to start getting this stuff again, although let's try it, then I just need to put this back in place of that. So. Whew. All right, and then let's see. I got a couple more house chores to do. I need to do dishes. I did the other one. Now I need to load up the next one. Or no, I guess that's fine. I only have a couple dishes. But then I got the kiddos coming, so then they're going to have a lot more dishes. Gotta do some yard work. Let's see. Really stoked. I already got my medical stuff, like a third figured out. Let's see. And huzzah! Doesn't make the grass spread. That's annoying. Alright, well, there's no point to getting more bone meal then. But I am going to AFK here, and this episode is, oh, well, got a little more stuff to do, but oh, there's snow up there. Nice. Ooh. Okay. Go and get some more. There we go. And I'm trying to think of what I want for the first website. It's like a Nicolas Cage tribute website. That's what I did back in my undergrad. Is I made a bunch of like, and it was just like these ridiculous pictures of Nicolas Cage, like all the silly ones, and I just wanted to like have like kind of like a conglomeration of them, like a resource for people to come and be like, oh, so there's some Nicolas Cage stuff. And just like, I mean, kind of like placeholder stuff while I was learning, but at the same time, like stuff that I was actually interested in. And then, of course, doing tribute pages for the other people. Like, I want to link into like ACM stuff. So the Association for Computing Machinery basically celebrates a bunch of like the noteworthy accomplishments of computer scientists throughout all of history, and they've got like a whole public library of like their content, like books and there's all sorts of things like research papers and like organizations of all this stuff that basically computer science in a nutshell. And so for the people that are passionate about such things, um, and even though I still consider myself a novice, like I am a computer scientist. I got a science degree. I am a sciencey type person. Now, am I like king scientist or like the best scientist? No, not even close. But am I a scientist? Yeah. Yeah, so for whatever good that is. Also, I was doing that. So let's see. Gonna need to do some harvesting off camera. No, it's just basically like slaughter a bunch of cows. fix this area up too. At least make it a nice, oh man. Oh, there's the alarm. Anyways, as far as like the tech stuff, I'm gonna continue to keep up on the Ubuntu. Basically, it's Gary. We're gonna do Gary is like this laptop, and it's like just one of like a whole fleet. But and for those that don't know, Gary is often the name of well, some imaginary characters around this place. So, all right. Also, I didn't get hardly any of those. All right. Well, anyways. Go ahead and fix up some of this right now. But anyways, that's all for now. That's a good update. Got a Kubernetes cluster going. I already have a couple of clusters up and like running. Well, not like currently, but they didn't do anything. They were just samples, and like I didn't have enough memory or like storage memory or RAM memory to really do much with it. But now I've got like and this is still just a smaller one. I have other laptops that are 500 gigabytes storage, 16 gigabytes RAM, a i7 chip. You know, so really good machines. I got 3 of those. And these are all like going out the door too. Like I'm gonna try to like fix them up, set them up, put a Linux distribution on them, make it to where like somebody can use them to like surf the web, you know, create media, do whatever they need to do, like a bunch of basically an office tool. And then not so much for gaming. Gaming will have to do like a whole nother tier, and like, but these are the ones that are just like free for anybody who needs like a computer, just needs a computer to do email, to keep in touch with people, to like do job searching, to take care of their bills, like whatever. And it would be secure, of course. Like we would need to make sure that, and that's why I want to make like images, and then like have like a starting off point with a bunch of like tools, like say, you know, how to learn computer science and programming, like, and that's a whole nother project to make basically like a programming school in a virtual machine, basically taking an image, a snapshot of a Linux box that's all set up. And of course, you got to be careful. It's not like a rootkitted Linux box, like rotten from, you know, so all these different things, and like how to detect, and you know, and then just ways to like secure a system, and then other projects to make it to where that security isn't even necessary. But you know, we need the security for now because we can't trust people. And then once we make a few adjustments to society in general, I feel like we can trust people a lot more. But until then, you know, yeah. So, anyways, and I think enough time has passed. Let's go ahead and do another round. Oh yeah. Okay. I love that I have mending on my tools now. So now I'll never need to make tools again. But not that long ago, I was using stone tools and the occasional iron tools, throwing away a bunch of iron. But not anymore. I'll put dirt in here as well and make it like a nice little cow lounge. Not to be confused with the llama lounge. And that is one thing I still need to do this week, is finish the Monday Mansion. I've already got it basically. Like I'm going to have a welcome video, some written rules and some guidelines. Like, you know, don't give out your usernames or your passwords. And then set up multi-factor authentication. That's it. That's the whole point of the gosh. So anyways, that's all for now. I will see you in the next one.